Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Before we start, we have a disclosure. Please be aware of risk in the future trading. All our videos are for educational purpose only, and you're very welcome to follow any of our signal as long as you are on a sim. If you like to follow some of our trades, we have on the left corner is the market analyzer with an entry signal. As an example, here there is a buy entry on an ES, and it is 3112, target 3115, 50, and you can see this is an automated trade. The blue charts are connected to the swing trading, and the white chart, when we are explaining, is connected to the scalper. For the ones are new, the automated, as an example right now, given a new signal, it is a buy, and it is 1604, target 16010. Then you can follow your signal by yourself, and in this signal entry there is a four full automated trade. One is a full automated trade, ATM strategy, and a pullback re-entry. Also, we will be covering today some of the swing trading, a different system, and we will be showing this one shortly. This is the swing trading automated trade, and then we will be covering that as well. And excuse me. Okay, well, we have a positive opening today, and don't forget today is going to be a little bit of chop because we have an FOMC at 2 o'clock. And this is one of the days where you can see there is a high news at 2 p.m. We have an FOMC meeting. And this is actually those days on the Wednesday when there is an FOMC. Usually the market do not move a lot, and all the movements start at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So when you have this kind of news, it will be a bit slow until 2 o'clock, but we have to move on. So our official time is 10 o'clock. We stick on at 10 o'clock, and we will try to pick up some of the trades in the next couple hours. At the moment, as we see, we have a signal, NEL 10 ticks. We have a NASDAQ NEL 46 ticks. On the market analyzer is one contract, and on the auto trade we are using two contracts. On the scalpers also, this is based on one contract, and sometimes we use in the auto trade we are using two contracts or one contract, depends on the instruments. And we can see we will be covering those as well. Excuse me. Most of the time I'm busy trying to explain what's going on in the market. So for the ones would like to follow those signals, you can follow the signals on the left upper column here on the market analyzer. You will see the buyers and the seller. You see the signal, and the system tells you a new signal, and it tells you where to buy and where to sell and where is the trailing stop. The same story on the scalper. It's going to tell you where is the new signal, and it gives you the entry and the exit. And if you have our system, then all will be automatic. For the ones who do not have the system, you have to use your manual trading. For the Forex, it's the same story, and also the stocks. At the moment, we have 113 pips on the Forex, and the Forex actually they are doing better today than yesterday, and they are not diving into a lot of volatility like the future market today. So we already hit the signal on the YM, and we closed the one on the swing trade, and we already hit it, and we are done with it. And we have hit the, if you look at the chart, we have hit the target 2 times, and we are done with that. And we have also hit the target. As you see here, there is a scalping, CL, buy 55.80, target 55.90. Now, every trade is different, depends on the market movement. So the auto trade does not have fixed ticks to enter and to exit. Each entry is a total independent from the next entry. So when the market is very tight, you're gonna have a small trades, and when the market is moving, you're gonna have a bigger trade, of course. And what is nice about it also, we have lined up some fibs on the scalper. Those are your fib lines, and we can immediately spot when there is a problem in the market. And as an example, right now the Nasdaq it is struggling because of the double resistance here, and we're on the scalping with the Russell is giving us clearance all the way up to the 1592. So the auto trade is taking the trade and putting your target for you, and all what you have to deal with is the price line and the fib support resistance, and then you can manage it, and then you can extend your target, and then if you want to, you can also take some of the profit off, or if you want to, you can secure some of your profit, and at least, and then you can override the auto trade without disabling the auto trade. And this is a really lovely. And if you don't want to mess with it, then you leave it as is, and then the auto trade will hit the target for you. Does not require any like now there is a new signal on the gold, buy 14729, target 14758. So it is a very friendly use, does not require any optimization. The trailing stops are based on floating fibs, so they're not a dummy trailing stops. So there is a very straightforward, very friendly use, and all what really require a little practice. One of the things is I don't know tomorrow if it's gonna be a good running days. I don't know if it's tomorrow gonna be a sloppy day. I don't know tomorrow if it's gonna be sideways. But this is not the important things. Is that once you see yourself after a couple of 3 trades, or 4 trades, or 5 trades, you are on the plus side, you need to call it off. What we come out with, I mean, after so many years, 28 years behind the screens, now I don't sit all day long behind the screen. If you're not going to be making your money from 9 to 12, I'm not interested anymore in the afternoon session anymore. Not unless if something to grab, but so we will be covering what's going on today, and we will be keeping our eye on the new signal. Okay, thank you. I will stay on a silent mode, and when I see there is a new signal come out, I will be sharing it with you, or when I see there is something need to talk about, I will be talking about it. So in the meantime, I will be I'm already in the trades with the ES and Nasdaq. YM, we are closed, so we will take it as we go, and we will see when the market start taking different direction. We'll highlight with a new signal nothing at the moment. Everything is going on an autopilot, and as we see, the CL, the one I just called for you, and the Nasdaq, they are on an autopilot, and there is nothing we can do at the moment. They're all in the trade, and we will be keeping our eye on it when we start going the opposite direction. Okay, I will be staying a little bit in the silent mood, and we will be highlighting when we see something important. Thank you. For the NASDAQ, we have a number here called 832675, and we have a projection 832875. This area here is going to be a re-entry long. This area here is going to be a re-entry long in this area here. So it's not short. We close in one trade on this one. The DAX today did not hit the target, but we had one losing trade and one winning trade, and finished. We started the DAX around 9 o'clock, and we had one almost a break even, and the second trade. It is on a $500 a day, but if the market was trending, it stays on that trend like yesterday, and you will be taking. Let's see if we have another DAX working or taking a trade. We will be covering that too. A little bit clumsy today because of the FOMC, and we will be. This is especially on Wednesday. You gotta look out for the FOMC, and that is causing the market to slow down a bit. Nothing we can do from our side, and this one here has closed. It's done. The market is very much mixed. Let me show you. This is a very much mixed. On the scalper, the YM is taking short, and the NASDAQ is taking long. One of them is wrong. One of them is wrong. Should be both in the same direction, and this is not right. You know, so as you see, okay, they're both making money, but this is not the issue here. The issue is they should be both in the same direction. That it is very loud and clear. The market, it is very mixed market. One of the benefits about it with the scalping, if you are taking one or two trade, if one of them did go in the wrong direction, at least the second one it is recovering immediately the bad trade on that one, and now we have the short trade. Now they start synchronizing, and now we have one of the chart is making money and one is struggling because of this market volatility, but that's okay. This is a part of your trading. Nothing we can do, but now we are both in the same direction, and as I said, if you want to look visually on those one here, that this one here is a re-entry point, and you should not be taking a short trade until we cross the 83.2675, and the ES took a trade. So we have 3 on the short position on this one here. This is okay. So, and what is nice about it is the fib zone. Okay, we have a new signal also on the swing trading. And what is nice about it, look how accurate it is, those zones, that it came in right in line with 278.15. And this is, a trader can decide if he want to take his profit from here, or if he decided he want to keep it, he can keep it. If we look at the Nasdaq, this is, sorry about that. I'm gonna go ahead and disable it. This sound, I hate sounds. I'm not gonna mess for our traders are trading the YM. I'm not gonna mess with the. I'm not gonna extend the target, because the system extend the target if the market is trending. And as we see those last three signals, the Nasdaq is really having a problem today on the Nasdaq, and we can see the ES start taking. The ES is coming to the 1131, 1250. If we are crossing that, we have a good potential to go to 1125. So I don't trust the ES a lot. So what I will do on the ES, I want to break it even immediately. I don't trust the ES. And on the YM, we have a free ride. So the only struggling market we have at the moment is the Nasdaq. So this one here is a free flight, and this one here is a free trade. And now the only trouble we have is the Nasdaq, and we know why on the Nasdaq, because as I said, this is a re-entry point in this area here. Everything I say is this, and um, you can watch the video again, and this is a re-entry point on the Nasdaq. However, if we break that re-entry point, the Nasdaq is really struggling market today. We are followed by a double support area at 23.75 and 21.75. So despite the FOMC today, and the market is a bit sideways, you still can survive today, and call it off as early as possible today, because of the FOMC at 2 o'clock, and the market, it will be flying at 2 o'clock, and the market will be moving. And it is a typical FOMC day today. But nevertheless, even if we have one of the instruments struggling today all day long, we still can earn the money from the other side, and we can minimize our losses, and then go for the next round. As you see, I broke even on the ES because I don't trust the ES today. The reason I don't, because of the FOMC, and now there is no trade on this one here, and on this one here I can take it a little bit lower, secure some of the profit, take some of the money off the table, and either direction I will be closing with the plus side on this one here. So the trade is automatically taken, and I am managing the trade if I want to. Or if you don't want to manage your trade, you can use a full automated trade and call it off. But I personally prefer for the traders to get mixed with it, and try to secure more profit, and don't let the system just by itself. We are a human, and we can see things also, and there is nothing wrong by securing a little bit more profit, a little bit here and a little bit there. Then you can survive the rest of the day with a peaceful mind, and it should be enjoyable trading, should not be getting messed up with it. So the Nasdaq, it is as you see, we told you that it's going to be an entry point here, and and I was right. And the there is a heavy resistance at 35.75 and a heavy support at 23.75. That indicate if you want to trade this one here today, the Nasdaq, because of the FOMC, your best offer is scalping, and and uh, and whatever you can get out of it today, and you need to stop as soon as possible because today the market, it will drive you crazy, is going left and right, and nothing I can do to make the market move for you, and we have to accept the way it is, the market, because of the FOMC. Finally, the Nasdaq give in. This one is done, and one of the question is, can I trade the sim trade and the scalping at the same time? You cannot trade one instruments to auto trade. You can, uh, as an example, if you want to scalp the market, you can scalp the market if you have one account, and you can, as an example, swing trade the YM, but you cannot. I have 4 different accounts, but if you have, let's say, money, you can call your broker and have a sub account A and B. If you're named Tom 096 blah blah blah, then you will be Tom A 096 blah blah blah, and Tom B 0996. So it is this is a very frequent question. Is we have a new signal on the ES here. you know, the new signal comes on the first column on the market analyzer and the first column on the scalper. So please don't, because sometimes I miss it. I'm covering a lot. It's very hard. So this is a very often this question is, can I do both? Look, I was busy. I forgot to break even on the Nasdaq. And you cannot use the same auto trade on the same instrument, two different auto trade. It's not us, it's your broker. So if you have a sub account, then you can use one sub account as an example for swing trading and one account for scalping, you know. Or if you are stuck with one account, that's very fine. Like let's say I want to scalp the ES and a swing trade in the Nasdaq. This is it's not unusual if you go through the videos. It's not unusual for the Nasdaq on the swing trading getting over 100 ticks on one trade. It's not unusual. So the Nasdaq does a very good job on the swing trading, and it is an extremely if you go through all the videos on the Nasdaq with the swing trading, most of the time it's over 100 tick when you start around 9:45 and you get, or sometimes 9:20. I have no control over the market when it's going to start trending. It's not a fixed price or fixed market that tomorrow the Nasdaq is going to start at before 8 o'clock or after 8 o'clock. There is no rules in there, and so it's not unusual for the Nasdaq on the swing trading to nail over 100 tick based on one contract on the swing trading. And if you go through all the videos, this is where exactly we told you is going to be a resistance, and that's exactly where it was, a resistance right there. So on the Nasdaq, it's not unusual to go over 100 tick sometimes, and sometimes you don't. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I don't want to mislead anyone. It depends on the market movement. As we see it today, is by now. Yesterday we were above 500 ticks, and today we are on 16 and 58 ticks, and that it is because of the FOMC. So what happened yesterday, you cannot copy the same trades what happened yesterday and make it fixed for today. You cannot do that. And tomorrow, most likely tomorrow, it will be like Tuesday. It will not be like Wednesday, because of the FOMC day today, and the market is going to be volatile, and there is nothing we can do about it. But when on a normal day, if you want to start at 9:45 or 10 o'clock, it's not unusual for the Nasdaq to nail a little over 100 tick on one contract, and then maybe I want to scalp the ES, or I want to scalp the CL, or I want to scalp the YM, and then I will have separated instruments. But the biggest mistake in the last 10 years, we find out there is nothing, we're not pinpoint anyone. I find out South Americans mainly, I don't know why, they think that we've been they think that they can take the ES and use one strategy and use another strategy and another strategy on one instrument. I have no idea. I'm not a South American guy. I don't know why they think this way. We have some other foreign countries as well. They think that you can use the ES on the scalping and the swing trading in the same time, and this is wrong thinking. With a ninja trader broker, it's not us. with a Ninja Trader broker, we are only talking about Ninja Trader broker. Ninja Trader broker, you cannot on one account selling 1 kilo potato and then buying 1 kilo potato in the same time, because when you are putting in buying order or your auto trade is taking one contract long ES, and the other strategy when I go short ES is gonna close your position on the other auto trade, and now the closing position become open position, and the open position become a closing position. So you cannot do that with Ninja Trader. Maybe some other platform, I don't want to get into it, but with Ninja Trader broker, which most of the brokers are the same, you cannot use ES on two different, or YM or NASDAQ or Russell or CL on two different auto trade and expecting both put in an order at your broker separately. So if you have an auto trade taking a long two trades on the Russell, and you have the scalper want to go short on a different auto trade, what it does is closing your position on your so it's not really smart. But the other alternative is to open a sub account, and you can this way, as an example, if you want to be on a NASDAQ, I'm gonna break even so I will not forget, and you can open a sub account, and with the sub account then you can scalp NASDAQ, and you can swing NASDAQ on two different accounts. So there is a lot of people still making mistake, and they don't understand the difference between those two, and that's life. The YM is a struggling market, as we see, and one of the most profitable way to trade the futures is by hedging the future. As an example here, this is a typical instruments. We have ES, NASDAQ, Dow Jones, and a CL. And we have some of the trades are making money, and some of the trades are a struggling market. Let's say the YM is a struggling market at the moment, but you know what? We have already in the pot ES and NASDAQ, and so if we have a bad signal on the system, not the system is the bad signal, but if the market turn around against your entry, then you're no longer care about one chart is struggling, as we see the YM is a struggling market. We can get recovered immediately. This is the secret, is to get recovered immediately from that trade. And once you see yourself, like today, there is an FOMC, and there is nothing to do, but yet we can still pick up some bread off the table and call it off for today. And right now there we go. The market spiked, and we are the first time the market is gonna move either direction, you're gonna get your money and call it off for today. And there we go. This is and the system readjusts itself. This one here hit the price, and well, if the market wanna give us more, let's see if it can give us more, and let's see if it's gonna give us more. And right here, now there we go. If you notice on the NASDAQ, the auto trade has expanded the trade, and You already made your money for today, and we are done for today because of the FOMC. I don't want it to sit down in the market all day long. The closer we get to the FOMC time, the more volatility is going to be. And immediately, if you see, now we jump to 184 ticks into the profit. Even the ES is not moving. The ES is struggling. And on the scalper, on that round, based from the last entry signal, we nailed 224 ticks on those instruments. So uh, this is nothing wrong with it on a day like this. And you know what? We are done taking a trace because I don't know on the next round if this market is going to spike or not. So what I'm gonna do, uh, uh, we are breaking even here on this one here. I'm gonna take a little bit of a notch to it, secure some of more profit, and I will do the same here on this one here, securing a little bit more profit on this one here, and there we go, and there we go, and and the market is look extended on the ES, and I'm gonna let it be. $500 on the Nasdaq, 375 on the scalping ES, YM maybe a couple $100. You're done for today because of the FOMC, and we're done. So I don't want to give it all up again. Another things also on the swing trading, which you can use the same chart for scalping if you want to overpopulate your chart scalping. This is there is a reversals which is giving you exactly when this market, or if you want to take a profit, there is a reversal in there when we are climbing to the target at 16037, and there is a double reversal signal pop out on the chart, and those are not repaint. Most of the indicators on the reversal, they are a repaint, and those are not a repaint. This is an immediately indicate, or if you wanted to start considering taking some of your profit off, you can do that. And then what we do in this case to secure more profit, the trailing stops is based on the fibs. It's not a dummy trailing stop, but to secure some of your profit, you can increase your trailing stop to the area where you say, you know what, I'm gonna secure some of my profit. The same story you can do on the Nasdaq. It is $1,000 a trade, and you don't want to give up any of it. Then you can go ahead and put it all the way up here and secure more profit on this one, or you can take one of the trades off and leave one as a runner. But you can do that because the auto trade is taking the entry for you and is telling you where to exit. But what you can do with it is up to you how you want to run that horse. It's up to you how, where. It gives you the option. If you are happy for what you're looking at, you want to close it, you want to tidy it up, you can do that. And that's exactly what we are going to do, because today, FOMC day, I'm going to go ahead and secure the profit on the Nasdaq, and I'm going to make it a little bit tight, and I'm going to give a little room, and I will hide one behind the fib line, and that means this is a support area, and if the market want to break that area here, there is no use to cry over spoiled milk anymore. So whatever we can get out of it, we can get out of it, and it is done. Before you know, between 9 and 12, you already made your $400, $500, $600, whatever is your daily trade, and then you're done. One of the things is, if you start getting comfortable with it, it does not mean you need to extend the hours of working behind the screens. What you do, you stay between 9 and 12. you just increase your lots, but you stay on the same rhythm. Between 9 and 12 you should be done. And if you start as a beginner with one contract each, and then later on you start getting comfortable, you start getting the taste of it, and you start getting your self-confidence with your trade, and then you can increase it to two target or two lots, and then you can go to three lots and four lots. uh, One of the things is you will learn in a couple of 3 weeks using that system, that you start building your confidence and you're not scared to go live again, and it will become more pleasant to trade because you're no longer trying. This one here is closed. You're no longer trying to make your own decision. The auto trade is taking the trades for you, and then what you do, you're just managing the trade, and it is really enjoyable by managing your own trade. As we see here on the Nasdaq, we closed one of the position. We still have one position open, and hopefully the market, if we want to go further more, that's fine. If we want to close here, we close a little bit above $900 on that trade, and this is very fine. It seems like the market hit the target one, and if it's going to sink, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and put it right there, and I'm gonna secure the profit. I'll leave a little bit for the market. If the market decided to go back up again, then we can close it here, or we can close those trades here, and at least secure the $400-500 a trade. So at the moment with the Nasdaq, when the market spiked, all of them took a trade. Now we only have one trade on the Nasdaq as a runner, and as you see here, it is because the fib support area, and I have the trailing stop between the fib 1 and fib 2. So right now we nailed good size of money on those scalpers, and I should call it off. And if this market decide to go back down, at least we took some of the profit off. We can take $100 off this one here, whatever left. And if this market decide to go up, that's very fine. Then we close with a couple $100 or 250. We closed the Russell, and there is nothing left in the Russell, and we closed right on time all the way to the top, and we are done with the Russell. And now the Russell, I don't want to cover reversal, but actually this is a short reversal in this area here, but I don't want to confuse the traders with a reversal. Reversal require a little bit more light-handed. You need to make a decision very fast with the reversals. So we have one trade left on the scalper, is the Nasdaq, and let's see what happened on the Nasdaq. And it looked like we're about to close on the Nasdaq. It closed very fine. Both of them are closed at the same time. This is nice. And we have no more trades on the scalpers. We are waiting on the next round. When the market decide to spike, we will be ready to spike with this market, and there we go. We are just, you can see from the new signal coming in from the market analyzer, and we are already on the swing trading and the scalping. You can see the market analyzer when it taking a new signal, and we are ready for the next round if there is any. Before we were when we had free time, I want to make sure talking about that. When we have a free time, I logged in at 8:30 in the morning, and I stayed till 1-2 o'clock in the afternoon. But that has caused us to fall way behind on our support, our work, meeting with the programmers, our employees, everything. So At the moment, we are extremely busy, and I cannot come earlier than 10 o'clock, and we are extremely busy. And so, as I said before, when we have time, we will be running on a YouTube for 3 4 hours. But when we are busy, we're not gonna close the YouTube and skip. We need to face the market every day live in front of our people and explain what's going on. But does not mean we can be 3 4 hours a day every single time. Uh, our main concern, our traders understand how we look at the market and how we treat the market, and we learn how to stay away from the market when we need to stay away from the market. So um, at the moment there is nothing, there is no trade, and I think we did very good because of the FOMC. So what we will do, I'll stay quiet a little bit, and we will be waiting on the next round with the signals, and we will be picking up some new signals. One of the things is the ES is not really running smooth, and for the ES traders, you have to understand you have a buy entry at 31.1725. Those re-entry, you can use them all the time, and you can put a buy, a limited order at 1750. One of the problems you're gonna have at the moment, it is you have a projection at 1825, followed by a resistance at 1925. So if you are taking this trade as a limited order, what it says here 1725 on the market analyzer, you need to remember today is a lot of volatility, and it's going to be um, um, every time you take a trade, it's gonna go the opposite direction most of the time. The market, the way it's moving, it is like a couple of steps forward, one step backward. So um, to our traders, you need to break immediately when you're a scalper taking a trade, or your swing trader taking a trade, because the market is not is changing direction immediately because of the FOMC today, and it's going to continue like this until 2 p.m. Eastern time. And always on Wednesday, you got to make sure that you have an FOMC at 2 o'clock, and you have to be careful on Wednesday. Actually, the uh, so there is nothing to do right now. I'll stay quiet. Thank you. The This is the zone automated to trade give us an early prediction what's going on, and now we are about to go short on the Nasdaq and the YM, and those zone automated to trade, it gives us an early prediction, and this is an early prediction on the Nasdaq. So um, Carlos, you amaze me. Your numbers are amazing. Uh, this is your average daily. You are very impressive. You know, I'm very impressed, Carlos. Really. This gentleman, he has a clear mind. Actually, he's not a professional trader. He is a normal guy, but he is very determined. And as I remember that client, I think there is something with the flowers and garden and things. This is his job, planting, and he decided he lives in South America, and he decided want to go to trading. But this guy has been doing. How long you been a member, Carlos? Couple months. But this guy is very determined to uh, to learn that business the hard way, and it seems like it paid off. Very impressive, and really very impressive, Carlos. My hat off for you. He accomplished in 2 months more than some other traders accomplished in 1 year. This is very impressive. A guy like Carlos, a new trader, can do that, determined to learn and start taking a trade and be consistent. A kind of guy like this, you don't need to apply for somebody give you money to trade. This guy, a company will buy him, and or they will give him money. They headhunt people like Carlos to trade for them with unlimited amount of money. So when a guy is like this guy here is working hard, he's been with us, I don't know, a couple of months, and he's determined like that. You don't need to knock anybody's door; they knock your door. Okay, guys, it's 11:12. There is not much going on. It's an FOMC day, and it is. I've been thinking to start dismissing. I've been thinking it's no use to come on Wednesday when there is an FOMC. It's just wasting time because there is not much going on until 2 o'clock, and then maybe we do it around 2 o'clock, or we skip that day when there's an FOMC, because like today we are sitting watching the market and there is nothing to do. I don't know. We'll find a solution, or we turn to stocks on Wednesday when there is an FOMC. I don't know. Uh, but now it's 11:13 and the market is dying out. There is nothing left and there is no movement. So there is no use to sit down and looking at the computer. I want to call it early today, and we will see you tomorrow at 10 o'clock. And then I want to say, if you are in the trades today, you're going to get bored until 2 o'clock, and then the market is going to fly at 2 o'clock. So 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So there is nothing to do, and there is no use to sit down and looking at numbers when there is nothing. All the scalpers are off, and there is no trades whatsoever. Not even the scalpers are taking a trade. That's how flat is this market. So there is no use to sit down and look at it. I want to say thank you very much for today, and we'll see you tomorrow at 10 o'clock.